So I was driving home from the coast yesterday and I thought of you. A couple of reasons.
Happens a lot.
Yeah. And the reason is because I thought, you know what, I'm not going to listen to a podcast because I normally have there's this long road that I drive up and I have my primo because when you have about like an hour in the car by yourself, you go, okay, I can really get into one. And you know,
Why do you not listen to a golf one or something?
No, I listen. You know what I'm
so
listening
entertainment ones?
I'll listen to the Titanic.
Oh wow, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I occasionally get into
I don't know. Don't tell me what happens because I haven't got the end of it yet.
Hang on.
But anyway, so I went, no, I am going to be like Dave. And Dave says that he listens to music and it rouses him and it makes him feel good.
Arouses me.
No, rouses you. Makes you
sometimes, yeah, you're right. Music is a mood changer.
Yeah. So
What'd you put on?
I put on
Crosby, Stills and Nash.
So let's play a game.
Dire Straits.
Let's play a game where I say now I put it on a shuffle one.
Oh yeah.
But I put in a name to start, and then it's shuffled from this. Okay.
Samba. You like samba or a bit of?
So the game is: would you get out of the car?
Oh yeah, cool.
Okay. So would you go? Because if you're in the car, we're driving down the road, and I go, Dave, I've got some music for you.
Yeah.
I thought, would this pass the Dave test?
Yeah.
Okay. So I put in Glenn Campbell.
Oh, I'm out. I liked one of his songs.
Rhinestone Cowboy.
Yeah, great song.
Yeah, that's
like
a great
a
song.
rhinestone cowboy.
Gentle on my mind. Okay, so
I don't mind that. I don't mind country. I like country music.
Yeah, okay. So I'm in. Now, so then from that point, it's selected.
Yeah, I like it when it does that.
Yeah, it's select artists that were on that same page.
Yep.
So as I said, you can get out of the car. John Denver.
Oh. Look, as long as it's one of the big ones, Country Home, Take Me Home.
Yeah, I agree.
Country Home.
One's enough on a mix.
And then, fast forward.
Yeah, then go through it. Okay, then James Taylor.
Oh, I love James Taylor.
Oh, you love James Taylor. I loved James Taylor.
You saw his concert. I've repeated this before. Best concert you've ever been to.
Best concert I've ever been to. But now I don't want to listen to more than one track in a row.
What's your favourite song?
Oh, I'm talking Fire and Rain or that sort of, yeah.
I like Handyman.
I see that new.
Hey, brother, gather around.
Now, then what came on was, and you might know.
Willie Nelson?
No, it was. Is this a song or is it a band? Looking Glass.
Oh, that's more a song, isn't it? That's a song, Looking Glass.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, and
Was
it
it
was
good?
it was great.
Don't know. Sam. Isn't it not the Beatles Looking Glass, is it? What's Looking Glass, Sam?
Oh, I've never been on this early before. Looking Glass is a band. The song you're thinking of is Brandy, You're a Fine Girl.
Oh, thank you, Sam.
Yeah, I've heard of Looking Glass. They're a bit like the Eagles kind of. Okay, then what was next after Looking Glass?
Buffalo Springfield.
Oh, wow. They had one. What was their big song? They were good, Buffalo Springfield.
And again, I just looked at the name and I don't know what the name of the song was. Maybe Sam would enjoy being a bit of a DJ and telling us what is Buffalo Springfield's really big song?
This one is Buffalo Springfield for what it's worth.
It's for something happening here. How fun is this? As a joke, I said at the start of this session, did you put a bit of Crosby, Stills and Nash on? That's got one of Crosby, Stills and Nash in it. That's a great song, though.
Oh, the Buffalo Springfield?
Oh, it's a great song.
Isn't that a great
I wouldn't get
song?
out of the car. I'm still in the car.
You're still in the car. Okay, I've got 3 to go.
Yep.
And see if you'll stay in the car. Okay, Paul Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I love Paul Simon.
Yeah.
Like one of his the African kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
the
diamonds on the soles of your shoes.
Yeah. So
call me Al. You can call me Al. You can call me Al.
Elton John.
Yeah, it depends. Old school Elton
Again,
John.
it was ringing my bell, and I'm going, this is Elton John, and I'm singing along. I can't
Tiny
believe it.
Dancer.
Yes.
Oh, great song.
Yeah.
Hold Me Closer.
I must admit, I did have an image in my head of a dancer who was really small.
Yeah.
I'm going, what is this song all about?
That's famous in that Almost Famous movie, which is about a rock band in the 70s, modelled on some of these bands, and they're in a light plane, and they think they're going to crash, and they all start singing Tiny Dancer. It's a great scene.
And the final one,
yeah,
I reckon...
Am I going to be out?
I reckon you're going to be out, but...
Because you know what? If it was later, Elton John, like Too Late for Zero, I would have been out.
The last one, you're in the car, and I put on Earth, Wind and Fire.
Oh... I think it depends which song, because they have some very good grooves.
Don't get out of the car! Don't get out of the car!
Getting out of the car!
Don't get out of the car!
Jeez, where am I?
Yeah, let's groove tonight.
I'm in Werribee. Let me back in.
Don't get out! Get out! Play music. I'll go back and pick up Dave.
Welcome to Somehow Related Now. Please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Well, welcome to the podcast. Yeah, I don't mind Earth, Wind and Fire, but I can be good live. Earth, Wind and Fire.
Is there a theme through what I like?
Well, no, you went from like country to funk, basically.
So
funk and disco.
But it started at Glen Campbell and it finished
country.
So how did it get all the way off track like that? It must know what I think.
Must know what you're thinking, but they're all, there's some good stuff in there.
The Dave O'Neill stays for most of the trip. That's good to know because you've been on Specs and Specs 68 times.
You're very retro, but that's so am I.
You know what else I listen to? A station called Chill Pop Hits.
Oh, really?
And I know all the songs.
You know them all?
I know them all. I'm up to date. Don't ask me to sing one, but I'm up to date.
Sure.
God, I'm interesting. Okay, so what do we do now?
We get 2 topics and we've got to work out how they're related.
Yeah, okay, then let's fire away.
I wonder if Sam's been listening.
Sam came on before the music.
Oh, exciting.
That's exciting. She had a DJ feel to her, the way she was talking. I think she liked actually talking about music and stuff. I think that's in her ballpark. I reckon Sam would be a good dancer.
I reckon.
Yeah.
Well, what are the topics, Sam?
Brothels and tiramisu.
Wow. Now, can you say it?
Really throwing us under the bus.
Two
of my favourite things. I actually don't like tiramisu.
I don't like tiramisu at all.
Never
but
been
you
to a
love brothels. I've worked at a brothel.
What? As a receptionist?
No, I filmed there.
Oh.
Yeah, we filmed a sketch there for something. And it was strangely exciting.
Likely
because
story. Well, it would be exciting.
Nothing happened.
No.
But you were sort of seeing the world as it happened. You know what I mean? But no one came in or anything.
Were there women there, or?
Yeah, I think so. But I don't know whether we would have used... I think maybe you just used it as a location for something. Yeah, it was very good.
What was that TV show about brothels that Alison White was in? Yeah, that was on for a while, and that was good. And that gave you a bit of insight.
I remember seeing... who's that British documentary maker who...
David Attenborough.
No.
Mike Lee? No.
No, the other one. He's really popular.
Lou Theroux.
Yeah, he went to a brothel and stayed there for a week. I'm going, really? Did you?
Really?
We did it like it was. I'm pretty sure it was a series. Maybe it wasn't, but he spent a lot of
in
time
America.
Then. Yeah,
yeah.
And it was right on the border. It was in it was in Texas or something where it was. I don't know, because I think some states it's legal there, some states it's not.
Yes.
What is the current situation with brothels in Australia?
Legal.
Legal.
There's legal brothels right near here. There's one right up here, which I do a joke about. Whenever I do anywhere in the northern suburbs of Melbourne, I go, I'm from Clifton Hill. There's nothing remarkable about Clifton Hill. But actually, maybe I should save it for the end.
Save it to the end.
Save it for the end. But there is a brothel near here. It's the worst location.
And how do you tell something?
You see people walking in and out.
Because I was at a coffee shop once, and the windows were blacked out, and there was a little peephole at the front. And I said to the guy that worked at the coffee shop, I said, "What's that place there? Is it an accountancy firm?" Because sometimes accountants have black windows, and they have a little bit of writing which says, chartered accountants, blah blah blah. Because if I took my books in there, I'm sure they would have given me a darn good audit. But no,
what did he say?
He said, "Oh, hello." He goes, "Hello, of course it is." I'm going, "In this shopping centre?" He goes, "Yeah, absolutely."
We're not back in Southland, are we? There's not a brothel in Southland, is
there?
there?
It was right next to Target. Yeah. Well,
Sweetheart, you go get your stuff. I'll just be in here, get my books done.
Well, I think nowadays you have to be careful where you go, because if you go for a massage, things can be on the table that you didn't realise were on the buffet.
What are the famous brothels?
Daily Planet.
We both said it.
I think they used to have open days.
Yeah, you go and have a look.
You could go and wander around and see the spas and all the round beds and all the satin sheets and the mirrors on the ceiling, and what else could you see? And that was kind of... Did I go in? Or did we talk about going there? I don't know. I don't think I did.
Do you think there's who's the main customer? We're talking about most brothels are female, right?
Are there female versions of brothels?
I don't think so.
Where
there's gay
a group of men sitting around on a couch chatting, watching the footy, and then a girl comes in and goes, "I would like." I don't think so. I don't think there is.
There are male escorts, but I don't think they're in one spot.
Are there gay?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. There's saunas and stuff you can go to.
Are there?
Well, I know because
There's anything wrong with
there's
that.
a guy that comes to this pub a lot for the comedy night, Victor, and he does a lot of road work, health and safety, and he was working in Collingwood, and all the young blokes kept saying, "Where's the massage joint around?" They kept sending him down to Steamworks, which is the gay sauna and spa joint.
I thought it was one of those carpet places that steamed your carpet.
It made him laugh a lot to send these young blokes down there.
So who's going there? I would imagine someone who...
I'd say married men.
You say married men?
I reckon.
What about single men who want some...
Can't meet anyone.
Yeah.
But surely, like with Tinder and all that, you can meet someone these days.
I'm so out of touch with all of this. I mean,
surely.
Surely.
I just reckon.
But it comes with consequences, doesn't it, if you do it that way?
No, you don't pay him to stay, you pay him to leave. That's in a movie, isn't it?
No, but that's
the thing. It's a financial transaction. It's not an emotional transaction.
No, I'm talking about if you met someone on one of those thingo sites. Isn't it like friends with benefits? Isn't it like you just go?
Can be, but also there's plenty of people out there that have met their life partner on those apps. So I think it's
there's
for
a
whatever
whole world out there that you and I don't know about. And I'm not being coy there.
But when growing up, did you ever think of going to a brothel? Like we drive past with our mates and snicker.
When we used to go to the pub, we used to drive past and and then if you drove around certain areas of Melbourne, you could see people approaching cars, and it was kind of scary.
So street prostitutes.
Yeah, and it was kind of like, but you would
in St Kilda.
Yeah, and when I was in New York, I was approached outside the hotel, and it was like I didn't do anything, but it was like, oh man, you haven't lived till you blah 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 blah, and I'm going, oh my god, I can't believe what's happening here, and I wanted to be cool about it, but I didn't do anything,
The brothel's a whole different thing than on the street. I think but I remember then meeting guys later in life that would go to brothels, and it sort of shocked me. Like, why can't you just meet girls normally? But no, they like the idea of it, I think.
Well, it is a transaction, and the sex workers who do that are incredibly, I'm going to say, courageous. The way they can handle themselves, because it's an incredible thing to do. Incredible thing to think what they are.
Yeah.
What they're doing what's happening out there. How was work today? You talk to someone who works in the bank, they're counting money. Talk to someone who works at a brothel, doing a lot more than, or they're counting money and they're, you know. So,
well, they provide a service.
Now, is it
for lonely people?
Isn't it the oldest profession? Isn't it what they always say?
When you go to Pompeii, which I've been to a few times. Anyway, whatever. Have I? Yeah, I have. They found a brothel in Pompeii. And it had all the different positions on the wall, and you could go and go, I'll have that one. All right, you go into that room. Yeah.
So
it had drawings of the different positions.
And
you
that's
could
all
choose.
that only do the one position.
No, they had about 4 or 5.
Could you choose more than one? Can I have one of those, one of those, and one of those, and one of those?
Like in the milk bar, one of those. Yeah. One of those. Good point. I don't know.
Isn't Amsterdam big for is it? Which is the one that has them in the windows?
Amsterdam.
Yeah. I've never
but as someone told me, the women in the windows aren't the women at the back.
Well,
if the shop's got some good-looking goods, they'll put them in the window, keep the other ones out the back.
Well, But anyway, it is a very vulnerable, but both the professional and the person are quite vulnerable when they go in there going, this is what's going to happen. And if you get into safe hands, I would imagine it's something that would be quite hard to do for the first time, could be handled very well.
Well, we're not experts, right? But I do know someone, and see if they'll talk about it.
Oh, look,
because they've talked about this.
I don't think
maybe they'll choose to remain anonymous, because we've done that before.
Can we do something to his voice?
Well, we'll try. Do you want me to ring him? You know him, but he will remain anonymous.
Well, don't give it away to the audience.
Okay, he'll remain anonymous for this conversation.
Yeah, don't give it away, because that would be very unfair on him, because hopefully he's going to be quite honest.
Yeah. Glenn, we've got Anonymous on the line. He's agreed to talk about it.
I respect this person does not want anyone to know who he is, and I'm more than happy to... He's a family member of yours, is he?
Yeah. He's not famous at all. Hello, Anonymous.
Yeah, look, have you got a voice decoder or not? Well, I'm not doing it without a voice decoder.
We'll get a decoder. We'll get Courtney. Now, okay, we're talking about brothels. Me and Glenn have had limited experience.
Sure, brothel guys, honestly. I mean, how many people are being honest in this room? All right, so, what do you want to know?
When did you first go to one? And why?
Really, that's a very hard
Me?
question.
Yeah, you. Anonymous.
I feel like I'm on Andrew Denton's Enough Rope again. Mate, it started with me, a friend of mine who is no longer of this world, dragged me along dragged me along. I was reluctant, guys. I was reluctant.
Were you a
But,
virgin? Were you a virgin?
Look, I may have been, and
okay.
I may have had issues. I may have had performance anxiety, to be honest.
Can relate. Can relate. Go on. Yep.
And I thought there's no way. I mean, I couldn't do it without the clock ticking. There's no way I could do it with the clock ticking. But you know what? I was wrong. I met a wonderful person who was great at her job, and she got me across the line. And you know, the rest is history, so to speak.
And so it was a positive experience.
Yeah, there you go.
100% positive experience. I'm all for. I mean, you know, obviously, you know, if you're in a committed relationship, you shouldn't definitely go to brothels. But if you're a single and you know you've got spare cash and you're a respectful person, you know, it's a great way of spending up. And
Is it like on the movies? Do they bring out a range of women and you choose one, or
mate,
what?
honestly, can we just pretend that? Can we stop pretending that you don't know what goes on? So I'm not going to deal with that. So
yeah, no, fair. That's a fair response, I think, a more than fair response because we're playing. Dave is pissing himself here at the moment. I haven't asked many questions because I feel reluctant because I don't want you to feel as though you have to compromise yourself. But I love the story that's come out. In other words, it was a good thing because you had some levels of anxiety, and it was a sense of trust that she would help you get across the line, and it was a positive outcome, and so she did her job well.
Absolutely, no doubt. I mean, she most likely won't remember. You know, I mean, I'm sure it was just another day at the office for her, but it was a big moment in my life, and you know, and it was it led me to a full and satisfying love life.
So
it goes on to this day, so in a committed relationship that I'm in now, which is great.
Well, we know Anonymous. We know that you're a great husband and father, but this is a long time ago, Glenn. This is a long time ago.
And he has recommended...
We're talking early 90s. Early 90s, Glenn, in Perth.
Yeah.
A long way away.
Yeah.
But then, would you go back?
Well, don't put him on the spot like that.
I don't know if some people establish a relationship with the person. Did you go back and ask for Sandra or whoever it was, or Trixie, or...
No, I didn't, because I just didn't want. Oh, look, I can't remember why I didn't. I think I think what we had was special. I didn't want to ruin it by becoming attached. If you know what I mean. So I mean, she was probably booked out. I can't remember, to be honest. But I don't. Look, I can't remember. That's terrible. I can't remember her name. I mean, she won't be able to remember my name either. So
no.
Well, we've got a bit of a surprise for you.
We've got her on the line, have we?
We tracked her down, and
it would be wonderful if you could. I mean, that would be.
Yeah, and I would say if you could speak to you, you would just say thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Absolutely. I'm saying she'd be in her 60s now, so and she's. I don't know how long she stayed in the game, so to speak, and but she was very good, and it was I mean. Noble profession.
Because of that positive experience, you went back to other places and other establishments, and why can't you ask that?
Because now he's got to talk about this is a very positive spin so far.
Yeah.
I don't want him to now compromise that.
You can win one gold medal and win several others. You know that it's not just one time thing.
Look, it wasn't a one-off, but I mean, I didn't. I'm not now homeless because I spent all my savings in that way. So it was. You know what? This is true. All right, guys, this is true. No, I'm anonymous. Anyway,
you're anonymous.
Look, the next night, true story, I may do stand-up comedy. So the next night, after that experience, I did have a comedy gig booked into a local club. And this was in my first few months of doing stand-up comedy, and I had a number of friends coming to the gig, like from old school friends. And I was like 21, 22, 21 at the time. And I told the whole story on stage as a new comedian in front of strangers and some of my school friends. And you know what? It went really well. So it was a really well-told story. I told it with much less reluctance back then than I am telling it now. So, and it was a celebration and everyone got involved. And it was just wonderful, actually. And it made me realize whatever I do and what can be embarrassing in life can be the best comedy material. So there you go.
Vulnerability is what it's all about. Yeah,
but people don't know,
absolutely.
Anonymous was one of the pioneers of that honesty comedy. Definitely, weren't you, Anonymous? You're one of the pioneers.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I'd like to think so. And that was an example of it. Very much I was very new to the stand-up comedy game, but there I was talking about the most intimate moment of my life, really, in front of strangers and friends, which was more nerve-wracking.
Well, you've always been like that. You've always been very honest with what you talk about, and I have other friends like that. And when people actually use that for their writing, their creation, that's your job is to open up and be vulnerable and go, look, is this interesting? This is who I really am. And the audience goes, you know what? I haven't got the guts to say it. I love the fact that you've got, and that makes them laugh because they see themselves in you.
Mm.
Yeah, look, it's liberating, and maybe I inspired some of the young virgins of Perth to also
Did any of those friends from your hometown tell your mum or your brother, though, or something like that? Oh.
Did anyone? No, but I had a moment with my mum where I didn't have a lot of money back then, and I think I needed her to put some money in my account to pay my car registration, so I gave her my bank details. Oh, no, I told her to open some envelopes of that had been sent home from the bank, with my statement, so she could get the number, the bank account number, and put money in my account to pay my car registration. And then she rang me and said, you seem to be spending a lot of money at this certain bistro. How can you afford to be spending so much money at a certain bistro? That was awkward because I had to say, Mum, it's a brothel. Can we just move on? And,
wow, good on you.
Wow, you're honest.
Very honest.
Very honest.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted my car rego to be paid, to be honest. So, yeah.
The bistro.
But she said, you shouldn't have to pay for it. And I said, Mum, anyway, don't worry about it, Mum. Yeah, and I appreciate her thinking I shouldn't have to pay for it. And I eventually didn't have to, So, but I mean, we always pay, don't we? We pay it some way.
In some way. In some way.
Some way you pay.
Yeah.
We'll pay.
Anonymous, it's been a good insight. Thank you for talking to us.
Yeah, where the brothels and sex workers do wonderful things. And I was speaking to a guy not so long ago who had he was challenged in certain ways, and his father took him there, and he just said, "Go and have fun." And the woman there was trained in that area, and he just said it was the best night. Well, obviously. Because sitting at home and playing video games doesn't really compare, does it? But it was just.
Mate, I'll go with that, Glenn. Honestly, the NDIS pay, I believe, and they're trying to. I think there was an article where they shouldn't pay, like the NDIS shouldn't pay for those.
I think they should.
Yeah.
I think they should, mate. That's money. That's my tax dollars. I'm happy to send it that way. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just that it's coming in at 5 times a week. We're backing it off on that one.
Well, once a month.
Yeah.
Once a month.
That's fair.
Thanks, Anonymous.
Thanks, Anonymous. You're a very good man.
Wow, that was incredible. I still don't know who it was. No, hang on, I rang him.
Was it Rover McManus?
It was Sam Pang.
It was Sam Pang. It was Sam Pang.
It was Sam Pang.
Was it?
Incredible. That he's got the time for that.
And we talked about everything. I mean, have we talked about movies with brothels in them? Have we talked about
Pretty Women? Pretty
Woman. What about Risky Business?
Oh,
didn't he set up a brothel in his own house? Tom Cruise.
He's underpants.
Do you reckon? And didn't he? What else did he do? The one where they walked around in the nude with his wife a lot.
Eyes wide shut.
Eyes wide
open.
Eyes wide. Yeah, your pants right down. Eyes wide shut.
It's a terrible movie.
Oh, I haven't saw the premiere, and I go, "What the is going on here?"
Kubrick, wasn't it? It was someone famous directed it.
And Nicole got her gear off, and did Tom show his Tom Cruise?
His donger? No, I don't think he did.
I know, but she went full frontal, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does Nicole listen to this podcast?
I hope so.
I hope so. And congratulations, for all your
brave work, Nicole.
Incredible thing. It's one thing. I mean, imagine going on television.
Keith for us.
Imagine going on television in the nude. What sort of person does that?
You.
I've overplayed my hand a bit, haven't I?
Yeah, you've done a lot of nude
I cannot. Work. That's it. I am done with showing off and being in the nude. But as I always say, if I can do the most inappropriate thing at a given time, then I do it. Because it's just like, that's what life's all about. Chances come. What about madams? I mean, there's a whole world of that. There's
madams.
Wasn't there a madam who was quite famous in Australia?
Oh, yeah.
The girl that has the crime podcast.
Michelle Laurie.
She
was a receptionist in the Madam. Yeah. She did a show about it.
Obviously, her people skills would be finely tuned to know exactly what you're dealing with.
Because one of my friends was going out with a woman who worked in a brothel, and he told me with a straight face, she's the receptionist. And another guy told me that he was going out with the stripper at Bar 20, but he said she's the only one who doesn't have to take her top off. How gullible are these men? Seriously.
Yeah, look, it's a weird world.
I
dare say everyone listening, or maybe not, men would have, in some ways, it would have come across their bow in some ways, whether or not they were in a foreign country. I'm not saying they partook of it, but that they had opportunities to Now, women.
What do you want to tell us?
Where have I been? I remember I was in Hawaii. And I was walking down there. I was there with my brother and another guy, and I'm walking around the streets and I was going, I am on fire tonight.
Yeah, the women are talking to me.
Oh, there's so many women coming up and just saying hello and chatting. I'm killing it. And then somebody goes, that
they're prostitutes.
I was quite, I lost all my image there straight
That's
away.
Funny. That reminds me, I was telling my kids, because my daughter's at uni, and she said there's people that come up and start talking to you. And they're often international socialists. They'll try and talk to you. And I said, when I went to uni, it was Christians. So,
right.
I remember at Swinburne, I was just working there at a uni, and I was sitting on a park bench on campus. This nice girl came and sat down and said, how are you going? I went, oh, you're good. She goes, what are you doing on Sunday? I'm like, oh, not much. She goes, do you want to come to a function?
I'm killing this.
I'm like, this is what?
I love it.
A function? What do you mean? Yeah. She goes, oh, it's church. I'm like, oh, for God's sake.
And you went, I'll see you. See you there.
See you at church. All right, well, let's talk about tiramisu.
Okay.
Tiramisu.
Okay.
My wife loves it. In fact, when I had my birthday party the other night, her and my daughter ordered tiramisu, and they said it was very good.
I will say it's probably up there with my least favourite cake, and that's a big statement because I'm a cake guy.
Well, I don't like coffee, so it's got coffee on the top.
Yeah, I don't. Coffee and cake don't. For me, you drink coffee with cake, but you don't put the coffee on the cake. It just doesn't happen.
So it's like got a cheesy kind of creamy.
Oh yeah.
I think there's some kind of cheese in there, isn't there? Often, or is it just cream? And then there's a biscuit base or
mascarpone.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And then there's like a biscuit or a cake. I've had it before.
Cocoa,
base.
coffee, lady fingers or something, isn't it?
Are we at the brothel now? So you I mean, I should like it because it's like a trifle in a way.
Don't you soak something in masala or something?
Similar to trifle.
So you soak something overnight.
I just think it's a coffee that puts... I don't mind the flavour of coffee, but it just puts me off a little bit.
You have put my mind as far as things being soaked overnight.
Not you and your oats again.
No, brothels. I'm talking about...
Soaking overnight. Okay, then what are your top 5 sweets?
Well, maybe we should just keep it to cakes. Or do you want to do when the cakes walk in?
I think tiramisu, though, is not a cake.
What is it?
Well, it's sort of like a dessert, isn't it? Do you consider that? I suppose it is a cake.
Have we ever done who walks in the room? Who's king of the room?
King of the room. Okay.
Is okay.
Pavlova.
That's not cake.
That's a cake.
Oh,
you don't reckon Pavlova's a cake? Well, okay.
That's a dessert.
Okay.
Oh, this is huge.
I tend to think tiramisu is a dessert.
How could Pavlova be a cake? What's cakey in there?
Cake.
It's meringue and cream.
Well, okay, let's do desserts then. I think tiramisu is a dessert.
So you're going to say who was in the room of desserts then?
Sam?
Yeah.
Sam, is tiramisu a cake or a dessert? What's the official line? So it's a dessert.
But it said it has been...
well, you can get a tiramisu cake.
First off the bat, it's a dessert. Okay, I bow down. I was wrong. Fair enough. All right. So we're going to the dessert party. Who's already there? I reckon jelly and ice cream's already there.
Yeah. They're regulars.
Yeah, they're
Pavlova is there.
Pavlova's there.
Pavlova's well regarded.
Yeah.
Bit flaky.
Yeah.
Not tough.
What are we talking? Puddings, chocolate puddings.
Oh, they're solid.
Yeah, they're already there. Yeah.
They're solid. Yeah, but who is the king? Banana split?
What? King?
Oh, no, not a king, but who is the king of the desserts? Oh, the one you set on fire. Alaska bomb or whatever it's called. No, the one you set on fire it comes in on fire.
I think when I say it, you will bow down.
Chocolate ripple cake.
No. I have a sticky date. When you're not saying when Sticky Date walks in, they don't go. If you go to a restaurant, some restaurants, and they only have 2 desserts, how often is it like Sticky Date and or ice cream?
Or lemon meringue pie or something.
Oh, you know what's probably punches well above its weight, and if they walked in, they would go simple but pure. It's like when Lady Di used to walk in the room at a function. Lemon tart.
Oh yeah, classic, beautiful, elegant.
Yeah,
especially when they've had we have the thing bruleed on top.
Yeah,
like
who's number one? Who's the king of the room when they walk around? Who gives the big applause?
Well, I think.
Oh, and also, what do they do when tiramisu walks in? They go.
Tiramisu is a bit exotic because it's sort of Italian. It's Italian. Chocolate ripple cake's sort of bogan, so that'd be on the beers. Yeah,
I think as you said, tiramisu would have its own Tuesday night special night. I think
tiramisu.
It's more a bit more diverse. I think. Than
I think tiramisu would be quite sophisticated and posh.
Oh, really?
I reckon compared to Pav chocolate ripple, more your bogan.
I reckon tiramisu would have on high heels
and have an accent.
Yeah,
buongiorno.
Yeah.
Oh, the chocolate ripple is getting drunk again. Oh, my God.
And I think maybe
how disgusting.
A bit of jewelry that they were.
Look at those. You know what? Look at those puddings. They're so fat. They're so fat.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just thinking of my Swiss relatives, how they speak.
Yeah.
They're so fat. Look at them. Oh.
And
I think tiramisu would be a bit more upmarket.
Who's the bouncer? Who's the tough guy?
The Swiss roll. No, I don't.
It's not bad.
I say the puddings, the chocolate pudding.
I think that the puddings,
the big fat self-sourcing pudding.
Yeah, you can't mess with them. Hey,
bread and butter pudding.
Yeah,
solid.
Yeah, just
punch
do
on.
not mess with me. I will take you down before you know it.
And jelly and ice cream start wobbling, and they're hanging out with sort of the shit. Like you remember those ones you used to get like sago pudding, and all those sort of 70s.
Sago, what are you doing here? What do you mean? What am I doing here? You're so insipid.
I'm allowed to be here.
No, you're not. You're old fashioned. Get out of here.
And there's that other one that we used to have. Oh, it's like a jelly
trifle.
Yeah, trifle would be. The trifle would be like an old smoking in the corner. Well, I've been around forever, you fucking little shits. No, we were talking about the other day. Junket. Junket. Yeah,
God.
Maybe it was Sago.
Yeah,
you guys are just a fan. Chocolate ripples going.
I reckon what would happen after there'd be a massive fight
and a huge mess.
There'd be jelly and there'd be cake and cream all over the floor, and then the owner would come in. What happened in here?
Oh my God! You make a mess.
And then they claim, there was a cake dessert party last night. What are you doing? We're doing the lady from there.
You'll make a mess.
Mr.
The Pro Heart, Mr. Hart, the Pro Heart.
That's the guy we're doing because he made a mess
you'll
on the
make
floor.
a mess. All right. Well, do we need some? Have we done enough on tiramisu?
Well,
look, for people that like it, they love it.
Yeah,
they love it.
Yeah. You know what's made a bit of a comeback though in the cake world? Was it a comeback? But whenever on Fisk they talked about mud cake, I must admit, whenever they talked about it, I had this urge to go and buy a mud cake.
Fruitcake. Oh, where was Fruitcake? Was he at the party? No, he's not invited.
I think Fruitcake owns the venue.
Yeah,
I think
probably.
I think he's a bit of a vicious sort of.
I don't mind mud cake, but better than mud cake.
Really?
I don't mind it, but better than mud cake is fudge cake, which is in between mud cake and a normal cake.
Anything with fudge in it, I'm with you, my friend.
Fudgy man.
Yeah, but what is your number one? Okay, I know we're doing desserts. What's your number one cake?
I like cheesecake actually. I don't mind a baked cheesecake.
Oh, is that a cake?
That's a cake.
Okay.
But if I had to choose, I just had a birthday and I said, just make me a vanilla cake with butterscotch icing. And that was nice. So I like a plain cake, vanilla cake.
Mine is only one I discovered in latter years in life, in the past couple of years, and it's a hummingbird cake.
Oh, beautiful.
Dense, moist, solid.
And to quote Kitty Flanagan from Fisk, it's still cake. When they said, are you going to eat the fruit cake? She said, it's still cake.
Yeah, cake is cake.
It's still cake. We quote her all the time. It's still cake.
Yeah.
What about desserts? What's your favourite dessert? Let's put cakes aside. We've established tiramisu is a dessert. What is your favourite dessert? Not a cake. Dessert. You got a choice there. You can have anything you want. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
I was going to go banana split. If you've got all the ingredients, very good. Bit of fruit, bit of ice cream, bit of cream, bit of nuts.
But you're going downtown Chinese restaurant, aren't you?
No, I'm not talking about banana fritters. I'm talking about a banana split.
Oh, I'm sorry. There is.
No, banana fritters.
Banana fritter, you dipped it in batter.
Banana splits.
With ice cream.
There's no cooking. There's just
and you put the banana on the plate, you put 2 dobs of ice cream. Either side looks like a penis, a dick and balls. It doesn't get any better than that. Gee, that's a really...
Favourite dessert.
Really good...
Apple pie? Pretty good.
Apple.
Pretty good.
Oh,
Pretty good.
there's a apple. What did Selena make recently? It was like an
crumble. We didn't talk about crumble. Where would the crumble be at the party?
Where would the crumble? When crumble walks in, people get respect.
Mm.
Don't you reckon? But
Crumble's kind of healthy though, in a way.
Is it?
Yeah, a little bit. Crumble will be at the gym. A bit late. Been at the gym.
I
Well,
would
it's got a lot
take.
of fruit
I
in it.
would, I'll go. I will go apple pie ice cream.
Yum.
Yeah, I think because I think there are others who are pretenders. I think apple pie is straight up
Beautiful.
knows what it's doing. It goes, don't mess
The
with me.
best.
Simple and the best.
I'm with you.
Is there a brand of apple pie that you would buy at the supermarket?
There are brands.
They are pretty good, aren't they?
They're not bad.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Well-
I think we've said enough about all these things.
Okay, Glenn, what is the connection between tiramisu and brothels?
Maybe because maybe there's something in tiramisu that we don't know about that is an aphrodisiac.
Oh, I was going to say it was created by...
And then you eat tiramisu when you're at the brothel.
Yeah, it was created by madams or brothel owners to keep the women working longer.
Oh, because there was alcohol in it or something.
Like not dissimilar to in World War II when the Nazis gave the soldiers speed, basically.
Oh, right.
The Blitzkrieg.
Yeah.
They're all on drugs, apparently. All right. Well, what is the answer, Sam?
Traced to Treviso, tiramisu is said to have begun as a prostitute's treat served to reinvigorate clients and keep the sex business ticking over.
Wow.
Wow.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
I thought it was for the people working there.
Yeah.
And they're saying it's for the clients.
So it's a meal.
Wow.
Yeah, God.
Okay, you've had a good time. Just have a bit of this before you leave. And
Yeah. So
who knew?
it's fascinating, isn't it, when you think about it, that they would go to the trouble of, making
What do you reckon
something.
they do now? A couple of red frogs?
Red Bull.
Red Bull?
Yeah, because
Have a V.
Yeah, everyone would get
Have
fired
a
up with
V.
that.
Yeah.
Now you were going to do a bit of stand up about your you don't want to do it?
No, I will. It just reminds me of a funny story I read. I don't know where I heard this story. The guy would take his dog for a walk every night, and then one night the wife had to take the dog for the walk, and it walked straight to the local brothel and just sat out the front. It's like, Okay, no, so yeah, where I live is not that interesting, but there is a brothel right next to a McDonald's. And then I say, does anyone know the name of this brothel? And then someone will always yell out, Scarlet Lady. And I go, well, how'd you know that, mate? And then if a woman yells out, I go, night off? What's going on? Anyway, and I say, listen, guys, don't worry about it. It doesn't say that on your credit card statement. It doesn't say Scarlet Lady. As Anonymous told us, it can often say bistro or something because they don't just put on there.
Yeah, they're smart.
Brothel, you know. And
yeah.
So
one receives oral sex and
they don't have the services.
Yeah,
it just said whatever.
Yeah.
With Scarlet Lady, it says Clifton Hill Cafe, and your wife looks at the credit card and goes, $100 at the Clifton Hill Cafe. You go, it's a pretty good focaccia. Thank you. Good night.
I've been Dave O'Neill.
Yeah.